Hey guys, welcome back to the channel Crazy Over Parties. Today I am back with another video on how to build a balloon garland. For this video, I will be using hot pink, yellow, and blue to build this garland. The fog balloons that you see, I will be taking those out. So I have my painter's tape and my hooks. I'm going to start by applying my painter's tape to the fireplace to prevent the hooks from damaging the fireplace. Once I have my painter's tape down, I then apply my hook, and I'm going to allow that hook to sit there for about 10 minutes before I put my balloons on there. So previously, I told you guys that I personally always have issues with command strips when I use them for my garlands. So I decided this time I was going to try them out again and see how well it held up for me for my garland. If you've never used a command strip, the black part that says wall goes on the wall, and the red command post side goes on the command strip. Let it sit down for about 10 minutes and you should be good to go. For this video, we're going to color block our balloons a little bit differently. If you use the technique of tying your necks together and then adding your balloons with the 260, you can easily reuse your balloons if you have another setup. These balloons are about 7 days old and they still look very good and inflated. So if you guys have a setup and there's somehow two events within, let's say, maybe 3 weeks and they're the same colors, if you keep your balloons in a cool area, you could use those balloons again for another setup. I'm just cutting the necks of the balloons that I had already tied together. I'm going to repeat these same steps and get this balloon garland broken down, and then I am going to come back and show you guys how to build a balloon garland. But we're going to color block it, but we're going to color block it a little bit different this time. Stay. Alright guys, so I have my garland broken down, and for this garland I am using 4 balloons of the same color, and then I am going to tie those 4 balloons to 4 different color balloons to start the base of my garland. So 4 balloons of the same color tied to another set of 4 balloons of a different color to build the base. I build my base out of 11 and 17-inch balloons. My 5, 24, and 36-inch balloons, I add once the base of the garland is already built. I then add those balloons to add the details to the garland. So while I'm building my garland, I already have my command posts in place. That way they have time to sit before I apply any pressure to them. I try to space out my 17-inch balloons when I'm building my base of my garland as well. So I won't put 2 17-inch balloons on top of each other. Maybe I'll do one, and then maybe the next 2 balloons or set of balloons, I'll do another 17-inch balloons. Or I can turn it and put one on the left and then one on the right. But I try my best not to put them on top of each other so that they stand out a little bit more. So here I am just measuring the garland to see how many more sets of balloons that I need to put on there before I hang it. I prefer to have my garland, the base, built before I hang it. It makes it easier for me. I did a video and I was trying to build a garland while it was hung. If you did not see that video, I will post it below because I had the hardest time with that garland. And from that garland, I learned the hard way to build my base before I try to hang it. I have a 260 that I am tying to that pink set of balloons, and I am then going to tie that 260 to the command strip so that it holds the garland in place. I'm going to repeat the same steps for that set of blue balloons that you see at the end so that the garland is hanging on the fireplace. And now I got the garland hung in place. I'm going to use a 260 and tie 2 sets of balloons on each side of the 260. And this is what it should look like. I'm going to use that 260 and wrap the 260 around my balloons once or twice and put those 5-inch balloons where I want them to go to add detail to my garland. I'm trying my hardest to be gentle with those balloons because I don't want to rip the command strip off, but I am so heavy-handed. So I tried my best to be gentle, and luckily they did not fall on me, and I was able to add those 2 sets of 5-inch balloons for details. This is what the garland looked like thus far. These are the necks of balloons tied together so you guys can see. I am going to add more balloons to that right side and take it to the ground. Hopefully by now you guys can see why I prefer to do 2 sets of each color instead of one. I just really don't like the way this garland looks thus far, but if you disagree with me, please comment in the comment section below and let me know if you like one set of each color better than the 2 sets when we're color blocking the balloons. Now I'm going to start building that right side of the garland. I have my helper, my little helper, handing me that cluster of balloons that I'm going to add to the right side. And then I'm going to add a few more balloons down there just to fill it in. You can see me holding that top set of balloons because I am trying to prevent it from falling, because I am going to tie a 260 for that bottom set of balloons as well on that hook. So I don't want that top set to fall and push the bottom set down, and then I'm left with a big large gap at the top. So I'm holding it in place until I can get everything secured enough to add more details to the bottom. Those two 17-inch balloons are attached to a 260, and I'm going to wrap it and add more detail to the right side of the garland. So stay tuned, keep watching, guys, and let's get this garland complete. And this is what I have for you guys today. Again, it was an experiment. I kind of just wanted to see or show you guys what it would look like if we did one of each color instead of 2 clusters of each color for a garland. I personally prefer the 2 sets of each color, but you guys let me know what you think is better, and maybe I can try it again with some different colors. Or maybe I'm just used to having 8 sets of balloons or 8 balloons of each color, and I have to get used to seeing it with only 4. But again, just comment below and let me know which design you prefer. Again, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, share the channel. I appreciate you guys. And until next time, you guys be safe.